What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be reviewing a game where I beat a 1900 Blitz player. So without further ado, let's begin. Pretty proud of this win because very strong, high-rated player, and his peak is 2000. No, he's 1900. So I'm very happy that I beat this player. Let's begin. He started off with d4. I played d5. He played London, so I just developed my knight f6, e3, get my light square bishop out, developed his knight, I played e6, knight f3, I'm going to alpha bishop trade. I played c6, making a nice little pawn chain, developed his bishop, I took, and then he took with the d pawn, I took the bishop, and then I played h6. Queen b3 attacks my pawn. I defended it. Played rook c1. He put his rook on the same file as my queen. I gotta be careful of tactics. I developed a knight. Then he developed his knight. That's not a free pawn because if knight takes, pawn takes, queen takes, free pawn, then he'll take the free pawn that on b7. I slided my rook over, preparing knight takes, and then the queen takes, but he defended the knight again with f4. I just took it anyway because I want to, and then he took with the e pawn, and then I jumped my knight into g4, and then he just strengthened his position, making like a little diamond of pawns, pawn to d4, and I played h5, defending my knight again. He played knight f3, and then I just played g6. One point is to make a pawn chain, also to let my knight retreat to h6 if necessary. King e2, queen b6, takes, and then I played, I think, b5 here. Yeah, I did, to make a pawn chain, whatever. Rook e3, king e7, and rook c1. Doubles rook in the c file. My c6 pawn is defended though, so it's like a brick wall. There's no entering. I played knight back to h6, rerouting my knight to the powerful f5 square. King f2, improving move. Now h4. He played g4, kicking my knight out. I went right back where it was. Then knight f3 again. h3. And then he took, and I took, and then he took with the king. The pawn took with the pawn of the king. Played knight to e8, ideas of going to c7 and maybe a6. Rook back to c1, knight c7, and rook to h1. I traded the rooks, and now we have a knight endgame with 7 pawns for each player. This will be interesting. This will be decided on who promotes first and who gets their king in more active square. So far, his king is much more active, but I'm slowly advancing my pawns, and I give him a check. Look at my pawns, they were all back on c7 or c6, and now they're all in c3 or c4. They're very advanced, they're very nice. Takes, and my pawns are very nice now. Now f5, I took, and then I went f6, now e6, knight back, and I actually think, yeah, I did sack here because if I didn't sack I didn't know how I would break in from the f5 and e6 pawns, because if I move my king to try to get the f5 pawn, the anchor, he could promote. So I just sacked. Now my idea was to bring my king all the way up like this, like so, and just push my pawn, which I did. I actually did. We just kept shuffling pieces now, and also I sacked a pawn, and then if he took, I would push. And he had to play king f1, its only move. And then I played f3. He went knight back. I went here, king here, king here, and now I'm just gonna win. Because what's gonna happen, I'm just gonna go king e3 and king c2, attacking the knight. He'd have to sack his knight. I'll eat the c3 and a3 pawns and just promote. And I just king went here. He went there. I went here, and my opponent resigned because I'm attacking his knight, and when it moves, I promote. He sacks his knight. I eat all the pawns, and I promote my 2 pawns remaining and just mate him with the 2 queens. That was a very nice game, and